Hey y'all, it's your boy Chuck Farley with iloverandpaul.com, facebook.com/iloverandpaul, all that Rand Paul stuff. I've been watching on TV. It seems like everywhere I turn, there's Rand Paul. He's on Meet the Press. He's on, Obama is trying to drum up support for war, and he's like, we gotta go to war. I'm gonna have an address. But first, they had hearings in Congress, and Rand Paul was on TV. He was talking to Secretary John Kerry, and he's like, hey, John Kerry, is this bombing Assad more likely or less likely to make him crazy as hell? Is it more likely or less likely to blow up chemical weapons and get them all over the place? And I started thinking, where have I heard this before? More likely or less likely? And I figured it out. Dr. Paul is a eye doctor. So he just goes with what he knows. So they do that test on you, and they go, is that better or worse? Better or worse? Better or worse? So he's just doing the same thing with Syria. Is it better or worse? Is it better or worse? And John Kerry was like, I don't know, stuff. And then he's like, hey, General, help me out here. And General said, nope, can't help you. Because the general that he was deferring to was the same general a few months ago, John McCain called him like a crazy person. Because he's like, hey, ain't no good reason to get into this mess in Syria. We ain't going to get out. It's a mess. They still got that dude as the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the head dude at the Joint Chiefs. And he's like, sorry, I can't help you. And then I'm reading in some blogs, they're like, oh, John Kerry, he schooled Rand Paul. I don't know, man. It seems like no matter what Rand Paul does, there'll always be somebody who's like, oh, he got owned. And Rand Paul is super intelligent. And then he did the response to Obama's, hey, let's go to war. He did the response. He did again. He said, is it more likely or less likely? More good or less good? More bad or less bad? He just kept it up. So, he's just owning them. And I know, when he makes it to if Hillary makes it through the presidential stuff, and there's a debate between her and Rand, and that's the thing, and he goes, hey, Hillary, tell me about Benghazi. And she'd be like, and he'd be like, was it more good or less good? Better or worse? And she can be like, And then there's people that are going to blog and say, oh, man, Hillary handed Rand Paul his ass in that debate. I don't know where these people get, if Rand Paul made a mistake, I would tell you about it. Even though I love Rand Paul, I would tell you about it. It ain't happened yet. And it probably won't. But if it ever does, this will be the place to go. I'm going to keep it short today. Not a lot in the news. Rand Paul's everywhere. If you want to see Rand Paul, you just turn on TV. You don't have to turn to Chuck Farley. Check out iloverandpaul.com, youtube.com/iloverandpaul. If you got any questions for me, you want to shoot me a question, just tweet me at iloverandpaul. I would love to answer a question on here. That's it. That's all I got. Later, y'all.